Aurora and Arthur Petrova. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Aurora's haircut from hell. It is Friday the 15th, midwinter, 16, the most abysmal morning that Romford has seen. Flat 74, Charrington Court, dark and dreary, where Petar and Maria wake, hopeless and weary. Petar dons his blue suit and his blue-rimmed glasses, while the cold, havering wind through the window gap passes. Maria in orange, with scars on her skin, feels the weight of the day and the trouble within. The trees are all bare, like skeletons tall, overlooking the bins by the damp outer wall. The roads are cacophonous, full of loud noise, far from a haven for girls and for boys. Petar is incensed, his mood proper sour, as the clock on the wall hits the breakfasting hour. Aurora stands tall with her hair like a sheet, tailbone length black, which she thinks is a treat. Behind her pink glasses, her eyes start to flicker, as Petar and Maria begin a sharp bicker. Young Arthur in green glasses watches the pair, knowing the conflict is centered on hair. It's for Nicola Maynard. Petar starts to shout, "She's got cancer, you brat, that's what this is about. We're making a wig. It's an exemplary deed to help out a friend in her ultimate need." But Aurora is hostile. She objects to the plan. She doesn't give a toss for the will of the man. Her pride is her mane. It's the apple of her eye. She'd rather get banished or literally die. "You're a fucking arsehole," Aurora screams out. "I'm not cutting shit, so just shut your big mouth." Petar is infuriated, his face turning red. He wishes the girl would just go back to bed. "Don't you swear at your father, you juvenile slag, before I put your long hair in a plastic bin bag. It's a matter of charity, don't be so vain. You're causing your mother such dreadful deep pain." Maria just sighs, her orange glasses are blurred, as the filthiest language is clearly being heard. "Buklutsi tekiva! Buklutsi tekiva!" Aurora does yell, wishing her parents were rotting in hell. The tension is thick. It's a total disgrace, as she glares at the scowling, blue, bespectacled face. Maria tries peace, though her spirit is crushed, as the flat for a moment is suddenly hushed. It's a sacrifice, darling, to help out poor Nick, who's currently balding and dreadfully sick. Arthur just trembles. He's all ears and fear, as the shouting and swearing ring loud in his ear. The flat is a tip. It's a right eyesore, too, with nothing but monotonous labor to do. The scars on her arms make Maria look brave, but Aurora is acting like some kind of slave. "I'm staying at home with our Arthur," she says, while Petar takes you through the wintry haze. The decision is final. The verdict is cast. Aurora's long tresses are things of the past. They march to the car, to the Audi A3, an automatic diesel from 2009. See? Petar is determined to proceed with the cut, while Aurora remains with her trap tightly shut. She refuses to move. She's a right little pain, standing out in the slush and the wintry rain. The 370 bus hisses past on the street as she drags her reluctant and freezing cold feet. "Get in the car, you ungrateful little bitch, before I go mental and develop a twitch." He grabs her pink sleeve and he pulls her along, while she sings a defiant and foul-mouthed song. The Audi is red, and it's parked by the bins, where the nightmare of Enfield officially begins. "If you do this," says Petar, "I'll buy you a treat, a McDonald's feast for my daughter so sweet. A chicken legend, some fries, and a Coke. No ice in the cup. Now, is that a fair joke?" Aurora considers the bribe for a while, though her face is still devoid of a smile. "I want it right now, you old wanker," she cries. "And don't even think about stealing my fries." Petar just sighs. He's at his wit's end, trying to maintain the role of a friend. The Audi purrs loudly. The engine is warm as they drive through the calm right before the big storm. The Havering roads are all chock-a-block too, making the journey a tedious stew. They drive past the 103, through the cold and the dark, past the derelict swings in the Havering Park. Tisimuetovsichko, Tisimuetovsichko. Petar tries to explain, but his words are just lost in the wind and the rain. He tries to be lenient, tries to be kind, but Aurora has vengeance alone on her mind. She looks at the trees, so gnarled and bare, thinking of ways to retain her black hair. "You're a prick, Dad," she mutters. "A proper old tool. I hate you for making me look like a fool." The Audi speeds on, past the suburban gloom, toward the hair salon that will seal up her doom. The circumstance is dire. The stakes are quite high, under the gray and the menacing sky. They pull into Enfield. The 121's near, as Aurora's heart fills with a palpable fear. The McDonald's drive-thru is busy and slow, as the wintry sun starts its lackluster glow. Petar orders the legend, the fries and the drink, while Aurora just sits there and continues to think. He hands her the bag. It's greasy and hot, but a happy young daughter is what he is not. "Eat up," he commands. "We are against the clock, before the whole salon is under a lock." She wolfs down the chicken. She's parched for the Coke, while Petar treats the whole thing like a bloody big joke. But the food is a bribe. It's a scam. It's a con. And the time for her tresses is nearly all gone. In Enfield, they spot Leah and Jasmine as well, whose neck-length hair makes Aurora's heart swell. Jasmine has glasses and a smile on her face, looking entirely out of this place. "Look at her hair!" Petar shouts with a grin. "That's the length that we're aiming for, so let's begin." Aurora is livid. She's ready to brawl. She doesn't want neck-length hair, not at all. She spots a big lamppost. She runs and she clings, while the cold metal against her pink jacket stings. "I'm not going in. You can't make me, you get? I'll stay here forever. I'm not moving a bit." The 191 rumbles, the 307 too, as the locals all stop for a spectacular view. "Get off the post, girl. You're making a scene. You're being a juvenile, nasty and mean." Petar is huffing. He's red in the gills, while the cold Enfield wind gives them both the big chills. "I'll call Tilka Novak," he threatens with ire, "and then things will go from the pan to the fire." Aurora relents. She's got cold feet and hands as she finally follows her father's commands. They walk to Rapunzel's hair and beauty with dread, where the thoughts of a haircut fill up her head. The shop front is gaudy, the windows are bright, a horrendous and flashy and sickening sight. The final straw's coming, the brink of the end, as they enter the shop with no hair to defend. Inside stands Rose, with a comb and a grin, where the chaos and madness are about to begin. "Wanakum, vanakum," she chirps. She's Tamil and bright, but as a hairdresser, she's a total fright. She's loquacious and energetic, but lacks any skill. She's the kind of professional who'd give you a chill. Aurora sits down in the big swivel chair, guarding her precious and long black hair. "Don't touch it," she warns, "or I'll kick in your shins. This is where the real fucking trouble begins." Rose just giggles. She's oblivious and loud, while Petar looks on, feeling proper and proud. But Rose is incompetent. That much is clear. The worst bloody stylist in Enfield, I fear. A dog is in the corner, a poodle named Pip, who's just had a really unfortunate clip. Rose has botched up his fur. He looks like a mess, causing the owner some serious distress. The fur is all jagged. It's patchy and weird, like a goat that's been stripped of its primary beard. Petar is busy. He's checking his phone, leaving Aurora to face Rose alone. "I need the toilet," Aurora then cries. telling the first of her desperate lies. Rose points to the back with a clumsy big hand, while Petar is lost in some digital land. She hops off the chair, she's quick as a cat, thinking of ways to get out of all that. In the back room, she finds a whole heap of gear, away from the salon and Petar's cold sneer. She sees a blonde wig on a mannequin's head. "I'll use this as a replica," Aurora then said. She stuffs her black hair up under the cap, a devious way to escape from the trap. The wig is all synthetic, itchy, and bright. A golden blonde crown in the dim, dusty light. She looks in the mirror. She looks like a fraud. But it's better than being completely ignored. She'll trick the old man. She'll make him believe that the hair has been cut. She's got tricks up her sleeve. She walks back out slowly, her heart beating fast, hoping the deception is something that'll last. Arthur is waiting, in spirit at least, while Petar prepares for a spiritual feast. They leave the hair salon. Petar is elated, thinking the haircut is finally completed. "You look like a stranger," he laughs with a roar, as they head for the Audi and out through the door. He doesn't even notice the wig is all fake. What a massive and stupid and big-time mistake. They drive to the vineyard, the church on the hill, while the wintry air is increasingly chill. The A3 is humming. The journey is short, as Petar regales her with news and report. He's ecstatic, he's thrilled, he's full of such being, oblivious to the blonde wig on his queen. At Enfield Vineyard, the hall is quite grand, the most spiritual place in the whole of the land. Pastor Ajay is there. He's a man of great grace, with a kind and a welcoming look on his face. "Parmeshwar aapka bhala kare. Parmeshwar aapka bhala kare," he says, as the sun disappears in a wintry haze. Anukampa is there in his wheelchair, quite still, with a spirit that's stronger than any big hill. He's 11 years old. He's Indian and bright, a beacon of hope in the gathering night. Aurora sits down, but the wig starts to itch, like 1,000 small needles in every small stitch. She's on pins and needles. She's losing her mind, with her long black hair hidden and tucked up behind. Anukampa looks over and gives her a wink, making Aurora start to double think. The heat in the church is excessive and high, making her feel like she's going to fry. She reaches up slowly to scratch at her head, wishing that she was at home in her bed. The wig starts to shift. It starts to slide down, like a golden blonde, synthetic, and itchy big crown. Petar is praying. His eyes are shut tight, ignoring his daughter's precarious plight. The tension is building. The peril is near. As the blonde wig begins to slip over her ear, it's a disaster in waiting, a bomb about to blow, as the secret begins to undoubtedly show. Then, out of the blue, with a soft little thud, the wig hits the floor like a pile of mud. Her long black hair tumbles. It falls to her waist, revealing the trick that was done in such haste. Petar opens his eyes. He sees the blonde hair lying right there on the floor by her chair. He looks at Aurora, his face turning blue. "You little shitbag, what the fuck did you do?" His ire is legendary. His fury is deep, enough to make any young schoolgirl weep. The church goes all silent. The pastor is stunned, as the girl's reputation is finally gunned. "I'm taking you home," Petar screams in her face. "You're a total, complete, and a bloody disgrace." The drive back to Romford is silent and grim, as Petar's red temper reaches up to the brim. He's driving the Audi like a man on a mission, to put an abrupt end to her hair-based ambition. You think you're so clever? You think you're so sly? You'll learn not to look your old dad in the eye. Maria is waiting at home with the boy, in a flat that is currently devoid of all joy. She sees the red car pull up by the bins, and she knows that the real-life nightmare begins. Aurora is sobbing, she's crying her eyes out, knowing exactly what this is about. The final nail in the coffin is near, as she faces her mother with trembling fear. They burst through the door of the Charrington flat, where Arthur is hiding like a scared little rat. She shammed us. Petar roars. He's proper incensed. Against all her lies, he is fully defensed. I've called Tilka Novak. She's on her way round to put this long hair in a pile on the ground. Maria just nods. She's finished with talk, as Petar begins to aggressively stalk. You're dead meat, Aurora, he screams at the child, as the storm in the living room grows fierce and wild. The hair is a burden, a curse, and a snare, and soon there will be none of it left to wear. The circumstance is dire, the outlook is black. There's no turning around, and there's no going back. A knock at the door. It's the Slovene of steel. Tilka Novak arrives to conclude the whole deal. She has dark brown hair with a fringe and a scowl, ready to deal with the girl's muffled howl. She speaks in her tongue, Bodhi Tiho, she says, as she walks through the Romford and wintry haze. She carries her scissors, she carries her comb, into the heart of the Petrovas' home. She's strict, and she's notorious, she's known to be tough. She's had quite enough of this ponytail stuff. Aurora tries running. She tries to elude. But Tilka is not in a merciful mood. The atmosphere is heavy. The air is all thick, as the clock on the wall gives a final, loud tick. Tilka grabs Aurora with a hand made of vice. She doesn't ask once, and she doesn't ask twice. She forces the girl to sit down in a chair, while Maria and Petar just stand there and stare. I hate you. I hate you. Aurora screams out, but Tilka just shuts up her foul-mouthed mouth. You're doing this, darling, for Nicola's sake. No matter how much of a fuss you might make, Maria is watching. Her orange glasses are bright, as she witnesses this most horrendous of sight. The scissors are glinting, they're sharp and they're cold, ready to take 9 years' worth of black gold. The girl is a fish out of water. She's trapped, as her final defense is completely unmapped. Tilka reaches out for the tailbone-length mane, ignoring the girl's cries of anger and pain. She combs through the tresses, so thick and so black. There's no way of stopping and no turning back. It's for the best, Petar says with a sneer. You'll thank me for this in a couple of years. Aurora is sobbing. She's crestfallen and crushed, as the flat for a moment is suddenly hushed. The scissors go snip, then they go snip, snip, as the first of the locks starts to fall and to slip. The hair hits the floor in a heavy, dark heap, a treasure the Petrovas no longer keep. It's the end of an era, the death of her pride, with nowhere for Aurora to run to or hide. Arthur is watching from under the bed, with images of scissors all stuck in his head. He sees the black tresses fall down to the floor, near the old bins and the cacophonous door. The pile is growing, it's massive and deep, while Aurora continues to bitterly weep. Her head feels so light, but her heart feels so heavy, like the breaking and bursting of a stone-built levee. Tilka is focused. She's cutting it short, reporting to Petar her final report. It's shoulder length now, just like you desired, she says to the man who is proper and tired. The black hair is gone. It's a thing of the past. The haircut from hell has been finished at last. Maria steps forward with a bag made of plastic. The change in Aurora is truly drastic. She gathers the hair from the dusty old rug, while Petar gives Tilka a thankful big hug. We'll send it to Nicola, Maria does say. It'll make her so happy on some future day. Aurora is silent. She's vacant and hollow, with a bitter and nasty old pill left to swallow. Her pink glasses are crooked, her face is all wet. Engaged in a mood of the deepest regret, the hair is all bagged, it's a prize, it's a gift, to heal up the cancer and cause a great shift. But Aurora is broken, she's shorn and she's small, in the shadow of the Romford and cacophonous wall. The winter is biting, the trees are still bare, but Aurora is missing her glorious hair. Out of the frying pan, into the fire, she's fulfilled her father's most selfish desire. She lies in her bed in the Romford-based gloom, in the middle of her dark and her cramped little room. Arthur sits by her. He's a loyal young mate, helping her carry the weight of her fate. The Friday is over, the haircut is done, with no sense of victory and no sense of fun. The hair is for charity, a wig for a friend. But for Aurora, it feels like the ultimate end. The night falls on Romford, on Charrington Court, as the Petrovas end their long day of report.